Again, we will start with the first type, that is primitive unit cell or simple cubic unit cell. Now you can see in this, just we can focus on one. This is complete crystal in which there is one unit cell which we are focusing on to understand it. Now this is a crystal which we have highlighted with red color, and rest whole crystal is from green color. So if we consider a particle, if you see this particle which is present here, okay, this particle. Okay. Now you see that this is a crystal. Inside this crystal, see in this layer. First you see at the top layer. If you see at the top layer, you see one crystal is this, one crystal is this, okay, one unit cell, not crystal. One unit cell is this one unit cell is behind this, which is having 1, 2, 3, 4 points at the top on one face. This is one face of the another unit cell. Now the particles which are present on the sides which are common, you see that they are shared by both. Means the unit cell behind it and unit cell front of it are sharing the common particle. This particle which is in the corner is not shared. It is the part of only that one. But most of the particles which are inside the crystal are shared particles. Okay. So now in this you see that this particle which is present here, this is number 1 unit cell. Behind it is number 2 unit cell. If you see then near to it, this one which is visible, this is your third face, top of the third one. This is top of 1, top of 2, top face, top of 3, and this is the top of 4. So in all, if you imagine it in 3 dimensions, just plain surface, there are 4 coming in contact. That means this particle which you are seeing here is actually the part of 4 unit cells. One is of this, one of this one of this one, and one of this one. And these all are present in one level, one layer. But this is the particle we are talking about on the top layer. What if the particle is in the middle layer? It is also the part of 4 inner layer. As this particle is part of 4 inner layer, same way this particle is part of 4. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Of 4 unit cells in one layer. And because this unit cell is in between, so that means the layer above it is also there. Above it, one more layer of unit cells is there. Then that particular particle is part of actually 8 unit cells, 4 in its own layer and 4 from at the top which are coming. For example, you have understood this, that these are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you put one more layer over it, then what will happen? This particle will be part of these 4 already it is, and the 4 which are placed over it, 4 unit cells as it is are placed over it. So this particle, because the particles are spherical in shape, so those spherical particles become part of 8. This is clear? So that means each particle which is placed on every corner of the unit cell is not the part of only one unit cell, it is part of 8 unit cells, 4 in its own layer and 4 from the top layer or the bottom layer. This one from the bottom layer, this one from the top layer. Okay, so that is why if you are talking about a simple unit cell which has particles only on the corners, not in the center of body, not on the faces, will have 8 particles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 particles. Okay, and every particle is giving only 1/8 contribution. Okay, simply if we had to find out that there are 8 particles on the corner, so how many particles? So we will say just 8. If unit cell you are making separately, if this is a unit cell, it is made separately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. but unit cell is not present in isolation, it is present in the crystal. So shared, these particles are shared by this side, from top, from back side, from front side. 4 are placed side by side, 4 cubes if you place side by side, like that only. Okay, so 8 particles, and each particle is 1/8 share only. That means the total share is 1 atom or particle. Clear? This thing is clear? So in a primitive unit cell, the number of particle actually present is only 1, because on each corner the particle which is present is actually 1/8 part, only the part of that. This is clear? Say anyone, is this clear? Then only the further things will be clear. Anyone? Nobody is answering. Is this thing clear? 1/8 part of all 8? Okay.
Yes, now.
So this is for primitive unit cell. So the number of atoms or particles which are present in a unit cell, which is a primitive unit cell, is always 1. Always it will be 1. Now the second condition, we come to BCC, that is body centered unit cell. Okay, now we talk about body centered unit cell. Now what happens in body centered? This condition will be as it is, means particles are present on all corners, along with that one particle is in the body of the unit cell. Now suppose inside the body, this is one unit cell made with red color, if one particle is present, then that particle is not going to be affected by the other unit cells. That means 8 into 1/8 is equal to 1 atom will be always there, because those atoms which are present in the corner, in the body centered also, corner atoms will contribute 1 atom by 8 into 1/8. Along with that, one extra particle is present in the center of the body, which is not shared by anyone because it is inside the body of the unit cell. So plus 1 more atom, that is total 2 atoms or 2 particles. Not always atoms, they may be ions, they may be molecules. Okay, so in case of BCC or body centered lattice, 2 atoms or 2 particles are present per unit cell. In each unit cell, we are not talking about crystal, we are talking about unit cells. Okay, now this is the second thing. Now third is face centered unit cell. In face centered unit cell, what happens? That particle in the center of the body is not present. Particles are present on the corners, as well as extra particle is present on each face. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back side, 5th, and which one is left? Front side. So because it is cubic structure, 3D structure, so it will not be clear, but we know that 6 faces are there. On each face there is a particle. Now when a particle is present on a face, again you see the crystal, complete crystal, you will see that one face is shared by, suppose this is a face, this is the top of the face, so one particle suppose is present here. So if you place another unit cell on this, then this particle will be shared by the one above unit cell and the one bottom. If this is the surface, then if particle is present on this surface, it will be shared by another unit cell also. That means the particles which are present on corner are shared by 8, but the particle which is present on face of the unit cell is shared by 1 more, that is 2 are sharing it. Okay, so corner particles on the corner are 8 into 1/8 is equal to 1 atom. This is for corner, this will be for all. So 1 atom will be contributed by the corners. Now in case of face centered, there are total 6 faces. 6 faces are there, and it is shared by 2. That means half part of the particle is coming in 1 because 2 are sharing it. Okay. So 6 faces, half particle is coming in each. That means 3 atoms in all are contributed. Means out of 6, the contribution is actually of 3 atoms. If you do the total, then you can say that the contribution is only for 3 atoms. So 3 of this, 1 of this, total 4 atoms are present in a face-centered cubic unit cell. Okay, so we have to remember this. 1, 2 and 4. 1 for simple cubic, 2 for body-centered, 4 for face-centered unit cell. Number of particles always will remain these fixed only. Okay, because if the name is this, the particles are going to be present like this only, present on the corners as well as on faces or in the center of the body. Okay, so contribution per unit cell according to its structure we have discussed. Clear this is? Because this is something important which you have to understand. Okay, now by now what we had been discussing was the structures which we have been drawing using the lines. Okay, we have drawn lines. The very first day when we started the chapter, I told you that actually there cannot be any line between these particles which we are making in the form of unit cell or crystal. But to understand the actual geometry, we have to convert them into the pictures like cubic or hexagonal or anything structure which is possible for the particular unit cell. So now what we have to do? Now we come to the close packed structures. These were the structures according to geometry. Now if we remove the lines and only particles we draw, then those structures are known as closed packed structures of all crystalline solids. So now we come to close packed structures. Next heading is closed packed structures. Closed packed structures means how they will be particles placed side by side. Okay. Now this is a closed packed structure in one dimension. It's just we have taken a row of particles and we have just arranged them. So this is one closed packed structure in one dimension. No height, no width we have taken. Only arranged particles in one way. Now after when we will discuss about closed packed structures in one dimension, two dimension, then in three dimension, because a crystal or a unit cell is a three-dimensional structure. Now if you see this particle number, any particle, so this particle is in contact with this particle and is in contact with this particle. So the number of particles which are in touch or contact with a particular particle inside the closed packed structure is known as its coordination number. If you see this particle, then also it will be the same. It is in contact with this or this. If you see this particle, it is in contact with this and this. So the coordination number of each particle in one dimension is 2 because it is in contact with two other particles. Okay. So this is about coordination number. So every time when we will be doing the closed packed structures in one dimension, two dimension, three dimension, we will talk about coordination number also. So it is easy to understand from this structure that what actually is coordination number. Number of particles which are in contact with a particle in one dimension or other close packed structures. Now there is only one way to arrange the particles when we are arranging them in one dimension, that placing them side by side. Okay. Now if we arrange the particles in two dimension, then we have two type of possibilities to arrange them. Okay. What are those possibilities? Let us see. We are talking about close packed structure now in two dimension. Now when it will be in two dimension, when on a row we will keep another row at the top. Okay, then it will become a two-dimensional structure when firstly it was in only one dimension. Now if I place the second layer over it exactly above the first one, okay, one more layer, let me keep 1, 2. Now when I am doing the arrangement like this, a lot of space is left in between because the space is getting wasted. Okay, but this is one of the way. This is known as square closed packing. When you are placing the second layer exactly over the first layer. This is first layer, second layer, third layer. Placing second layer exactly over the first layer gives a square closed packed structure. Okay. In 2D, not in 3D. We are not talking about 3D. In 2D it is happening. Okay. Now if you see this structure. Okay. Now just see another way of arranging this. Instead of arranging it like this, if I arrange like this, these are two particles. See here, one particle up just above it. Now in the gap of 2, I am keeping another particle. Placed one particle. Again the third layer in the gap of 2. You can see that the gaps which are left in this type of arrangement is very less as compared to this. Space left in between. Okay, so this is more efficient way of keeping the particles as compared to this. This is known as hexagonal closed packing in 2 dimension, because we have not come to the 3 dimension. Okay, 2 dimension only. This one is a square closed packed structure. This is hexagonal packed structure. Okay, now we see any one particle in this. Let us see. Now let me talk about this particular particle. All particles will have the same value, but still we have to take any one particle in particular. Now if you see this particle is in touch with the boundary of this particle, are touching this, touching this, touching this and touching this. Okay, so that means when a square closed packing is done in 2 dimension, coordination number is 4. Now we come to this side. Any particle we will select. Let us take this particle. Now if we see this particle which is present here, this particle has its boundary touched to 6 particles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So when hexagonal close packing is done in 2 dimension, the coordination number is 6. Clear? So in 1D coordination number was 2. In 2D, if square closed, that means placing the second layer exactly over the first, then coordination number is 4. And hexagonal close packing, that means the second layer in the gap of the first layer, then it gives hexagonal close packing having coordination number 6. Now because till here the layers were only 2, so it was easy for us to tell about the coordination number. From now onwards, when we will switch to the 3D structure, we cannot directly tell us about the coordination numbers, but how much it will be, this we will discuss, but we cannot show it as we are showing for 2D and 1D. Okay. Now after this, what will come? After this there will be 3D structure. So now 3D structure. Now see what we have prepared. 2 dimension. What we had done, one layer we had made one line, arranging the particles side by side. Okay. Now what next thing what we had done, we have prepared the second layer also. Second layer also how we have prepared, this was one layer, keeping just back side of it like this, 3. Okay, you can see. So 2 layer, that is base is ready. One layer this and one layer this, formed like this. Okay, so 2 layers we have formed. How we have formed? One way is this, that we have placed one over the other in the gap of the first one. Now the third layer is to be placed. Third layer is to be placed means what? We have to increase the height. Means we have to pile the particles on the base which have been prepared. Now there are again ways to do it. From square close packed structure in 2D, if we want to make a 3D structure, then what is the way? One way is this, that we go on keeping the third layer or the 3D structure exactly over this. We go on keeping, it will rise like this, go on keeping. So the structure will be known as again square closed packed structure, but now it will be in 3D. Means what we have done, as we have made the base by keeping one particle just in front of the other or just over the other, same way we are increasing the height of this and we are keeping the particles exactly over these. So the structure which is produced is actually a square closed packed structure in 3D, and your simple cubic or primitive unit cell or crystal, because unit cell will lead to the formation of crystal, are made by this type of closed packing. That means it is not a efficient type of closed packed structure, because particles are only, you have seen, are present on the corners. When corner particles like this, if it is a unit cell, 1, 2, 3, 4. We previously what we were doing, we were making lines 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Now what we have done, remove the lines and kept the particles close. So this is your simple primitive unit cell. How the particles are kept? Just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just it is the comparison to this. So your simple cubic primitive unit cell or crystal is actually made by square close packed structure in 3 dimension. Okay. Now its coordination number. When it comes in when the arrangement becomes in 3 dimension, the coordination number in 3 dimension for a square close packed structure is 6. Now how it comes will not do, but it is 6. In 2 dimension it was 4. Now for 3 dimension square close packed structure has coordination number 6. Okay. Now 3D structure from hexagonal close packed 2D structure. From this type of structure, now we have to come to the third layer or 3D structure. So let us make the layer first. Let me try rubbing this only and we can proceed. Now this is hexagonal close packed structure in 2 dimension. Okay. Now from 2 dimension structure we have to come to 3 dimension structure. Now there is a possibility. Then the layer which we are going to keep on this. First we will keep a layer on this. Okay. So this layer we will keep as 3 particles. There is a place gap, that those gaps are actually known as voids. This is blank space, so this will be known as void. The voids were present in that structure also. Voids are present in hexagonal close packed 2D structure also. These voids are smaller as compared to those voids. Okay, so on these voids we are keeping a layer of particles. 1. Okay. Second void, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5 in a layer. Okay. So second we have placed here, third we have placed on this, fourth we have placed on this, and fifth we have placed on this. Okay. Now what we will do? Again there is a void. This 1, 2, 3, 4 and fifth one here. So particles in the gap of 2 on this layer we are keeping, covering the void of the previous. Now just this layer from 2D, now we are going towards the 3D structure for a hexagonal closed packing where the coordination number was 2. Now the coordination number will change. Okay. Now what we have done, we have placed a layer over the base, which base was prepared. On that we have placed one layer on the gaps which were present or the voids which were present. Now you observe this structure. 1, 2, 3 covered by a red color particle. So what is there here actually? 1, 2 and 3 covered by a red colored particle. That means what? 3 particles, because they are spherical in shape. So 3 spherical shaped structure covered by a 4th spherical shaped ball. Okay. So there is a gap which will be packed inside. That means the void will be packed inside, covered by 4 particles. So this type of void is known as tetrahedral void. When on a hexagonal close packed 2D structure, when a second layer is placed covering the voids of the first layer by the particles, so the particle when covers, a void is generated which is known as tetrahedral void. Okay. Now if you see here, this is tetrahedral, this is tetrahedral, 3 particles covered by 1 red, 1, 2, 3 blue particles covered by 1 red. Now you see this side. When I have placed a layer over this in the gap of these 2, in blue layer, previous layer there was a void. Okay, 1, 2, 3, there was a void, and 1, 2, 3 red particles have covered this void. That means the structure, one structure is like this: 1, 2, 3 blue particles covered by the void covered by red. This structure is some different. 1, 2, 3 blue having a void are covered by 1, 2, 3 red covering that void. So the structure is 1, 2 and 3 blue colored particles are covered by 1, 2 and 3 red color particles, and there is a gap in between. This gap means a gap was present in 3 blue particles which is covered by 3 red particles. This was the gap in 3 blue particles covered by 1 red particle. This is covered, that means this gap is covered by how many particles? 6 particles. This gap is covered by how many particles? 4 particles. So this void is known as tetrahedral void. This void is known as octahedral void. So whenever there is hexagonal close packing, always there are 2 types of void generated. Hexagonal close packing, not in a square close packing. Okay, in hexagonal close packing, 2 type of voids: octahedral covered by 6 particles, tetrahedral covered by 4 particles. These 2 voids will always be generated because particles are spherical, and whenever spherical structures are compressed into a shape, then there are always voids left. They cannot, because they are not square, so that they will be placed side by side. There will always be a void. Okay, now the number of these voids, how many octahedral and how many tetrahedral voids will be there. So let number of particles are x or n, not x, take n. Suppose a crystal is made up of n particles. Okay, so tetrahedral voids will be 2n and octahedral voids will be equal to n. This is very important thing to be remembered in this chapter, that the number of particles if are n, then the total tetrahedral voids generated in the crystal are 2n and octahedral voids generated are n. As many particles, as many octahedral voids. As many particles, double of that tetrahedral voids. Okay, so this is something to be remembered. Okay, now we have placed this layer. Now what we have to do? This, in this case, when we have seen second layer we have placed, now there is a possibility, now the layer which you have kept on this, what you will do, the third layer, this is the layer number 1, this is layer number 2, now you have to put layer number 3. Now there is a way, in the third layer which you are putting, you put in the tetrahedral void. You see 1, 2, 3, there is a tetrahedral void generated by this. So you are putting the third layer, let it be of green color. So this third layer is placed on the tetrahedral void of the second layer. 1, 2, 3 particles, 1, 2, 3 particles, and back side there is blue particle, not void. See, 1, 2, 3 particles are red here, but there is a void. But here I am talking about 1, 2 and 3 particles, not void but a blue particle back side. If I place like this, then what is happening? This green color is coming exactly on the blue color. That means if this layer is A, if this layer is B, then the third layer is again coming like A, exactly over the first. So if I put particle third layer on the tetrahedral void of second layer, then the structure, the arrangement is AB, AB, AB type, repetition. AB, then AB, then AB, means what is the bottom layer? Different from that is the second layer. Again the third layer is similar to the first layer. Okay, this is known as AB type of arrangement, and also known as hexagonal closed packing, HCC, in 3D. This is HCC or HCP. Sorry, HCCP or HCP. Hexagonal closed packed structures, or HCP in short it is called. Okay, so this will be their AB type arrangements. Now another possibility is there. Instead of keeping the third layer in the tetrahedral void, this octahedral void which was created, if I place the third layer on this, instead of putting like that, if I place on this, then what will happen? First layer is different, second layer is different, and third layer is totally different. So this type of arrangement is ABC. Then ABC. This is ABC type of arrangement. Okay. So if both of them are three-dimensional arrangement, in one case we are keeping the third layer on tetrahedral void of second. In the second case, what we are doing? We are keeping the third layer on the octahedral void which is generated. In that case, what is happening? ABC means the third layer is not similar to the first layer as it was in previous case, AB type. Now it is ABC type. Both type of structures are possible. If it is ABC type of arrangement, then there is difference in the name, that is known as CCP or FCP. Cubic closed packing or face centered closed packing. This will be known as CCP or FCC. If the arrangement is ABC, this is also cubic closed packing in 3 dimension. This is also cubic closed packing in 3 dimension. But this is hexagonal closed packing by that pattern, AB pattern. This is by ABC pattern. Both of them